Welcome to another update on Bitcoin price action. Something truly exciting is happening. So without further ado, if you haven't done so, make sure you go like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so, check out some of the prompts around the screen because BitGet is one of the best exchanges that you can trade on. So jump right on there, guys. Without further ado, let's just jump right into the price chart. So this was a prediction that I made last time. So it was going to be a scenario where there's going to be a test to the support line. We didn't go as far as the supporting line there, but we're actually seeing that the four lines of moving averages actually arrange itself in a reversal. So looks like all the price action is going to be, yeah, it's looking into a short direction. We did have a small test up to the region, actually more closely. That would have been a positive entry there. I mean, I'm zooming in quite a fair bit, but this price action here, where it dips and then it goes test the actual support as a new resistance, is where you want it to have entered into the price. Now, if you have gotten in a short position there, then you would have done quite well. Obviously, we have had a level of hesitation, like I said. Which is at the bottom of this transaction level, shall I say? A lot of transaction happening within this level. So at the very bottom of that, there was some hesitation there, and then that's where it then broke below the actual rising line of support in this rising wedge, and I would confidently confirm that that support now has officially been broken. Now, if we look at further 4 hours in charts and stuff, okay, so we're well and truly in a short sort of direction. We are heading down, guys. So even the prediction that I made and the distance to which it was going to be taken to was correct, it seems. So, I guess some of these days I am correct as well. We did spot the time when it did actually cross over just here like that. For those of you who actually caught that and entered into that short trade, congratulations on all your positive gains. Now, I don't like looking at the daily chart. If we do close with a large red candle, let's open up a different chart where I don't have as many scribbles on there. I do sense this as being so the MACD's already crossed, so it's a bit early to tell, but I'd say the trend has definitely been broken, and you should definitely be looking towards a short direction. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, it looks like there could be a bounce up from the support, and maybe it's too early to tell, but that is a pretty strong, steep drop. So if the shooting occurs below this, then I would say the rise, I guess, a bear flag has completed its shape. So if that conjecture was to be correct, then we're going to be looking at a price action to the tune of about 14,000, which is where we want it to be. Why do I call that the region where we want it to be? Well, here's a reason why. Okay. So I always have this chart. I never delete these things because I do have some sense when it comes to talking about these things, and I'll stand by it. This is a logarithmic chart, so it's a bit easier to see for you guys. So every time there's a moon cycle, there's a bear cycle. There's a moon cycle and a bear cycle. I know this doesn't look like much. That's a 93% correction right there, guys. That's an 87% correction right there, and from the top it goes 83% to the very bottom as well. We want to catch the bottom, don't we? So with a double high that we've had, the fall that we're actually waiting to is about 85% as well, 83%, 85%. And at around about 83% is about 11, 12,000, and 85% is about 10,000. So I'm one of those crazy people that think that Bitcoin is going to dip all the way down there. I mean, it only makes sense on a cyclical level that it will do that. Now, we are in one of the best scenarios to actually buy Bitcoin, even right now, or any other altcoins for that matter. Because if you actually look at these, I know it's a bit harder to see. Maybe I can make it a bit easier to see. Let's say I get rid of this one. See this green and red line. Okay, no, it's not Christmas yet. If you see that green and red line, it's really interesting on a weekly chart. We're about to see a cross occur for a bull cycle to come in. So that's really interesting. Although that did twist the other way as well. But anyway, So we are in an oversold region as well, which is interesting. And every time it did oversell, I mean, those are some good times to get into Bitcoin as well. I'm not gonna lie, those are some good times. I mean, that's a fantastic time. So maybe that dip was it, and we should have probably gotten in there. But what we're seeing right now is this either or, right? This green and red line. So that green line, I believe, is a 1,000 day moving average, and that's a 1,400 day moving average. Anytime the price action set within that were great times to enter into the price. If you had bought the Bitcoin, just Bitcoin, not even like any of the altcoins or whatever, in this region back in 2015, right? Actually, I want to talk about it then. Let's talk about the previous dip. So if you had bought it within that region in the Corona beam, right, in 2020, at the high, you would have 10x your money. 10x, everybody, 10x. If you had bought it at the previous green line, right, the green and the red line, which is the 1,000 and 1,400 day moving average, you would have made 20x your money. That means if you put $1,000 in there, you made 20 grand, and that's just merely back in 2018. And if you had put it in before in 2015, then you would have made 30x, 30x your no, 300x your money, 290 extra money. And that means if you put in 1,000 back then, you would have made $300,000, right? And if you did it before then, well, before then there wasn't enough data. Bitcoin didn't exist in for 1,400 days for that metric to come in. Now, guys, we are below. I repeat, such levels. Okay, I'm just calculating as if it were around there. So, having said, in the next cycle, those of you will make quite a bit of money. Now, in these bull cycles, like altcoins would have done so much better. That's the thing. Now, before I talk anymore, this is a time of the video where I stop and talk to you about BitGet. If you haven't done so, go sign up there. It's a great way to support my channel. All right, just go trade there, get some futures in your blood. All right, because that's how you get better at doing charts. Start with small amounts of money that you can afford to lose, and there's plenty of bonuses to get around. So if you want to clock some of that in, go for it. Now, are we greedy in wanting this to dip to 85%? I think it could potentially dip to 85%. What I am worried about though is the RSI. RSI on a weekly level has never dipped below the 30 mark, and yet we are seeing that it dipped below that, which is quite interesting. So this, if it does dip below this level of, I guess I wouldn't call it support, but this level of indecision, right, which I guess were previously formed by this indecision here. If we then get to that next level to match this level of, I mean, we'll probably test this high here, or go as low as this line here, then like if we're seeing $10,000 Bitcoin, like that'll be an opportunity of a lifetime. Like if it goes to that level, I'll be pretty damn excited. I'm gonna go and buy every altcoin there ever was, and those will be the times where everyone's just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, the world is over," and we are realistically gonna get there, like cyclically speaking. And these cycles of massive corrections on an emerging technology like Bitcoin, or any other technology for that matter, like I don't know if you might have heard of it, Apple, happens all the time. Like the corrective levels are quite similar from year to year. It tends to decrease over time, so we may be able to see that reduce only to 80%, which will get to that high and that testing there. $13,000 Bitcoin, if I would be buying reasonably aggressively from that onwards, and I can only imagine where the RSI would sit, and that would make so much sense, technically speaking, to purchase further into Bitcoin. So congratulations, guys. Now is a better time to be considering Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or futures trading than ever before. I mean, you can consider futures trading anytime you want, but this is a time like no other. And that's why you need to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the latest, the fanciest, and the most profitable in cryptocurrencies. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are the best, and I will see you in my next sexy ass update when I get yet another prediction correct for Bitcoin. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.